I will synthesize everything that you just heard.
Lean in, sir. Lean in.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
So I will synthesize everything that we just heard. Clearly, I have 2 minutes to get to the point. So let me just tell you what my granddaddy told me. He said, look, son, take that book learning from being analytical to digestible. So what I would simply say to you is that the conversation that we've just had is about 2 very basic economic principles: pain and progress. When you think about everything in the economic diaspora, money is made off of pain and progress. The educational conversation with our parents, pain. The organizing, the criminalization, pain. The cultural aspects, progress. Alzheimer's, pain. Social policy, pain. And the brother on the end who was so articulately talking about, quite frankly, how we get there from here, pain. So when you think about the economic opportunity that exists in our community, let's simply think about the pain that can exist in every single zip code. When you want to distill economics to a doorstep, think about what's happening in your community. But then think about the tax dollars that you're actually putting into the system. And then think about how those tax dollars are being used properly or improperly to stabilize your community. So for me, we just have to raise the level of discourse about the conversation, because this is an American society that's supposed to be one for all. You pay yours just like I pay my taxes. I want the house next to me. I want my sewer lines. I want the streets, all to reflect what I put in to this society that we call America. So the economic conversation for me, again, very simply is pain and progress. The question is, how do we monetize pain and progress? We did a very good job of it in the past at saying, well, we can't go into this store, so we're going to monetize that pain by creating our own restaurants. We did a very good job of it saying that we can't sit in this place in the bus, so we're going to walk. We did a wonderful job of saying that all the things that we need, we're going to create. Out of that pain came our progress. The question is now, when we're having a situation where there's enormous pain in healthcare, how do we monetize it to make sure that we're taken care of? There's enormous pain in the educational system. How do we make sure that we're monetizing it to take care of our community? There's enormous pain in just rebuilding the infrastructure of the United States, our city, our state included. How do we monetize that to ensure that our communities are strengthened? I would simply posit to you this, is that we should raise the level of discourse. This is an economic conversation. If you know anything about the March on Washington, it was the March for Freedom and Jobs. Freedom and jobs. It is no mistake that I walk around with a jobs pin on. Because people who want to give and people who are going to be willing to do what is right, to roll up their sleeves and work hard, they deserve a job. So let me just round it this way, because I know when the Sandman comes a-calling, I get yanked off it. I would just simply say, we have got to raise the level of political discourse. We have got to raise the level of community organizing. We have got to raise the level of conversation when we're talking about economic development to a place where we can best describe what our challenges are, to a place where we can best describe what the solutions are, to a place where we can monetize all of them. Because I trust you to spend my tax dollars far better than I can trust others. But if I can't trust us to raise the level of discourse to a place where we're having an economic conversation about how we stabilize our community, then I can't trust us. So until we're having that hard conversation where we're looking in the mirror and we're spending time monetizing our way to creating a stable environment for all of us, well, we're going to continue to have the challenges. What I would simply say is that it's time for us to create our own equilibrium. We've got to do our part to make equality equal. And I would just simply posit this: it's an economic conversation. It is an economic mission. It is an economic movement that has to be forged in order for any of this to make sense. This isn't about public accommodations. It's about who owns the bus. It's about who owns the restaurant. It's about who makes sure that our children, whether they be in charter, whether they be in traditional, whether they be in private, are encouraging our children in a way that this is their country too. So I would just simply say this: in the time that I've spent managing and monitoring over, in my lifetime, $6 billion worth of work, it was about making sure that local participation, that minority-owned participation, that women were participating. It was about making sure that we used our public dollars the way that they need to be used to stabilize our communities. Look at your zip code. Look at the house next to you. Look at what it's going to take to get it done. It is an economic conversation.
Thank you so much. That was a really good note to end on, and I think my takeaway is pain. We need to locate our pain. If you don't think we're in pain, we are, and turn that into progress. And I just want to, sorry we can't have another round of questions. We have to make room for Wendy Rule, but thank you all so much. Round of applause for our panelists. Thank you all for coming.